My wife has had dementia for several years, and I was caring for her at home, and all of a sudden one Saturday morning she had a major stroke. And so I had to have her 911 to the hospital, and found out from the hospital about a week later that she would progress no further in her rehabilitation because the stroke had gone to the section of the brain where all her motor functions are, walking, talking, feeding herself, toileting, anything like that, and she would be confined to a wheelchair. So I had her sent to a rehab center locally, and the rehab people reinforced that after about 3 weeks. So I was put in a position where I'm going to have her in memory care for the rest of her life, and I all of a sudden understood the cost of memory care and what it entails. And so I called another memory care lawyer, and he was going out of town, and he said, "You need help quickly." And he recommended Takis McGinnis. And so I called and got an appointment, and subsequently came in here. When I came in here last year, just about this time, I was a wreck, really. I could have sustained my wife at the nursing home for a couple of years with the savings that we had and investments. But long term, I didn't know what we were going to do because it was becoming very, very expensive just for the first 3 or 4 months already. So what they did was they sat me down, and it was like drinking out of a fire hose initially, because they take and they write everything on a whiteboard. They go through all your finances, all your obligations, all your liabilities and everything. And they say, well, here's what you have to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And everything that you have to do to qualify for Medicaid. I didn't even know what it entailed. I was soon to find out. But it was very interesting in that they gave me a list of things to do, get all my financial documents together and everything so we could submit them to the Medicaid adjudicator. And then we had to wait, of course, for that. But what they did for me was they kind of settled me down, and they gave me a vision of the future and some ability to understand that I had, once again, financial control over my future, that I was not going to have to declare bankruptcy or sell my house or anything else to keep my wife, get her the care that she needs. It settled me down. It gave me the confidence to know where I was going. Joshua kept calling me and saying, "Have you done this? Have you done that? What do you need?" Or "I need this," or "I need that." And so I would get the documents. Fortunately, I kept good documentation. I always have. And he led me gradually through the whole process. And then when we submitted all the documentation, it just became a period of waiting. And but I had utmost confidence in them because they told me what their record was in getting the Medicaid approvals and what you need to do to get the Medicaid approvals. Now, it would be hard for an individual who didn't understand any of this to actually get through this process. It would be very complicated. It's not that it's a complicated process, but for the individual, without the advice of somebody that's done this before, like they have the experience, it's a process that evolved and finally came out with a very good ending.